We have to understand a little bit about what happens when a body enters the water. Now here, you can see here, this is I'm very grateful to the Institute of Environmental Sciences for drawing me these diagrams, but here you can see a body entering the water, and it's going to go down through the depth of the water, which can be any kind of depth. Bubbles are going to come off it, it's going to sink to the bottom, at least initially, and it's going to end up a little bit further along the river from when it went in, because of the shape and the clothing and the density of the body. So it's going to end up probably on the bed of the stream. There's the obligatory shopping trolley, of course. And then it's going to start to decay. And the rate of decay of the body is going to be affected by the temperature and the size of the body, and it's going to generate a volume of gas in the body, now particularly in the torso. Not anywhere else in particular, but in the main chest or abdominal cavity of the body, because those are where there are voids. But at least initially it's going to sink to the bottom of the stream. And the rate at which that decay takes place is quite variable, but this is the sort of time we're talking about. So first of all, what we get is something called washerwoman's fingers after a few hours in cold water. These are timescales typical for the UK. If we were in the tropics or the sea, it would be much faster. But we get some decay within a few days. It starts to look a bit older within about a week, and then within a couple of weeks it's starting to get seriously deteriorated, and then we hit this bloat, what the analysts call bloat, where we've got gas formation in the abdomen and thorax, and that's a variable amount of time. And then finally, after some weeks, months, depends on the temperature, the thing will become a skeleton, will start to fall apart. So this is a bit grisly, I know, but you have to understand that, because that's what's going to influence what happens to the body when it goes into the river. Now, in the river, and you can see here that diatoms in water come in different forms. We've got here freshwater ones and brackish or saline water ones from the Severn Estuary. So by analysing what's caught up in the clothes, pathologists can work out whether the body has, for example, been in salt water in an estuary or has been only in the fresh water.
to sit down and process it all because there's so much. We've learnt a lot today, and I just need to get my head around it all, really. So the key points with the pathologist, the thing that has stuck with me from listening to her speak was she talked about a lot of bruising on Nicola's body, and they're quite big bruises. There's an L-shaped bruise on her left thigh that is 14.2 centimetres. I've written here upper third, but I don't think that's her leg. I think that's it. Oh, I'm not sure. It's either a leg or a arm. Ignore that bit. And this L-shaped bruise is quite big. I'm not a pathologist, so and no explanation at all was given for this. Was it there before? Was it post-mortem? Is it a post-mortem? Has she sustained an injury at the time of death? I haven't a clue. So I thought that was odd. The fact that she just didn't explain that. She just said that they were there and that was it. And she went on to mention a lot of other things. No, this makes sense now. So upper third, yeah, that is on her left thigh, I think. And then on her right arm, there's another bruise, 14 by 14 centimetres, which is another quite big bruise. It's at the back and the front of her upper arm, the middle third. That's what I've written. Yeah, there was just that. I don't know. What do you think about that? I just have no idea. I just thought that that was odd. Next bit that I wanted to talk about was the toxicology that the pathologist talked about. So what is brilliant news is there is no alcohol. There was no alcohol in Nicola's system at the time of death. There was very low levels of ethanol, which is consistent with microbial activity taking place post-mortem. She's quite happy with that level, you know, just being indicative of that, which is brilliant because, as we all suspect, I'm sure she didn't really have as much of a problem with alcohol as is made out. So she also had paracetamol and propranolol in her system. So both of those were within the therapeutic range. So